Hello friends, this video in Matter and Surroundings Part 9 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So till now we have shown you that for water, let's suppose water to convert to vapors, we need 100 degrees Celsius temperature. That is the boiling point of water. That is something we have shown you, right? That is the process of boiling, and that's a bulk process. Bulk process means all the water molecules will be at 100 degrees Celsius. But we have seen that the wet clothes in the summer, it actually dries without reaching 100 degrees Celsius. Do you think the clothes, when you put out, it reach 100 degrees Celsius? No, it doesn't reach 100 degrees Celsius, but still it dries. Also, when you leave the water uncovered for some time, you see that gradually the water will go off without even heating. Just keep this water somewhere in the terrace, and after one day or maybe after 2-3 hours itself, you will see that water will go off. But in this case also, if you see, the water has converted into vapors. Here also the water molecules in this wet cloth convert into vapors, right? But in this case, it never reached 100 degrees Celsius. So what is the magic? There is something special here, right? This is evaporation. So we'll talk about this now. See, the reason why it is happening is, as I told, the conversion from water to vapor is all about kinetic energy of particles. That is true here also. If the kinetic energy of the particle increases so that to a certain extent that it breaks all the bonds with the other particles, it becomes gas. Here also, the key point that is observed experimentally is the kinetic energy of all particles is not same. Is not same. Okay, this is the mantra. This is the mantra for evaporation. Please note, kinetic energy of all the particle is not same. Kinetic energy of this particle here, kinetic energy of this particle here, and these particles, let's suppose there are 3 particles. Kinetic energy of all these particles are different. That is experimentally seen. And this is the reason, this is the explanation for evaporation. So in case of liquid, if you see, small amount of kinetic particles here at this surface, small amount of particles, a fraction of particles at this surface, they will have higher kinetic energy. Because of the heat absorbed from the surrounding, they will have more kinetic energy. These guys will have less kinetic energy. Now since these guys will have more kinetic energy, it will evaporate. Okay, it will break away. It will break away the force of attraction from other particles, and it will get converted into vapor. So here you see 100 degrees Celsius is not reached. But please note, here this is a surface phenomena. Also the temperature here is also different. The kinetic energy here, the kinetic energy of the particles here is also different. Right? So these evaporation happens only at the surface, and that's why to prove this, what we can do is we can do an experiment where we take 2 beakers, one with a small surface area like this, a glass maybe, and one with a bigger surface area like this, a plate maybe. In both, put same amount of water, maybe put 50 ml of water in both case, and keep it in the terrace. What you will see is the one in the plate evaporates faster. The one in the glass will not evaporate faster. Why? Because evaporation is surface phenomena. Surface phenomena, that means it needs surface. The more is the surface, the faster is the evaporation process. Okay? Hope you understand this. Evaporation is the surface phenomena. It should not happen at 100 degrees Celsius. And it happens because the kinetic energy of all the particles is not same. The kinetic energy of the particles at the surface is more. The kinetic energy of the particles here is less. Okay. So this phenomena of change of liquid into gas at any temperature below boiling point is called evaporation. Please note, boiling, that process, vaporization and evaporation are two different things. So vaporization is also conversion of liquid to gas, but this happens at boiling point, and this is bulk phenomena. It means all the particles are at boiling point. But evaporation is also conversion of liquid to gas, but this is below boiling point. It has to be below boiling point, and this is surface phenomena. Obviously, since vaporization is, you are providing extra heat for this, so vaporization is faster and evaporation is slow. It is a gradual process, and evaporation is actually responsible for rain, cloud. It's all because of evaporation. You must be knowing that. Okay. So now we have seen that the rate of evaporation increase with surface area. Okay, so it is a surface phenomenon. This is something we have seen experimentally. Also, what you can do is the same thing, same amount of water, let's suppose 50 ml, you keep in one bucket. In this case, you need only one utensil. So let's suppose you ignore this. You keep in both cases using in the plate. So if one case you do in the sunny day, other case you keep the same amount of water in the same beaker in some rainy day. Not rainy day exactly, the cloudy day, or the day we have more humidity, more humid, and here it is less humid. So you will see that when the humidity is more, the humidity of the atmosphere is more. Humidity is nothing but the amount of vapors, water vapors present in the air. So when the humidity is more, the evaporation is less. So evaporation is actually inversely proportional to humidity. Humidity is more, evaporation is less, right? But evaporation is directly proportional to surface area. Surface area is more, evaporation is more. Surface area is less, evaporation is less. But humidity is more, evaporation is less. Humidity is less, evaporation is more. This is experimental. Also, you will see that you can actually do the same thing one more time. So in the windy day and in the non-windy day, you will find some day where you have wind blowing at a higher speed and find some time where wind is blowing at lower speed. You will see that on the windy day, evaporation is fast. So evaporation actually is directly proportional to the wind speed also. And you must have seen clothes will dry faster in the windy day. There are so many factors. One is the equilibrium which is reached here, it is broken. We'll not go into that, it's a little higher concept, we'll understand in higher classes. For now, just understand that in the windy days, see what is happening is, end of the day, when you are when evaporation is taking place on the surface of this particular fabric, the water molecules comes out, right, and comes out and stays in this air. If there is a wind blowing, it will take that water molecules away. So again, the more molecules, water molecules, or more water will convert to vapors. And again, since there is a wind, this water vapor will be carried away by the wind. Again, the same thing will happen, right? Or you can say, talk from this perspective. Humidity is nothing but the amount of vapors, right? So if there is no wind, here, what will happen is, if you in the sunny days, what will happen is when this water from this fabric evaporates, so it will form a local region of water vapors. Why? Because all these water molecules will somewhere be nearby only, right? It will not go 1 kilometer from this t-shirt immediately. It will be somewhere nearby. So it will create a local zone of high humidity. Hope you are understanding my point. And with that, the other factor comes into play, that evaporation is inversely proportional to humidity, so the evaporation will be less. But if there is a wind blowing, that local high humidity zone is not there, right? Since the local high humidity zone is broken, with that actually the evaporation rate will increase. So all these terms are actually interlinked, right? So evaporation is typically directly proportional to surface area, that is something we have seen, and evaporation is inversely proportional to humidity and directly proportional to wind speed. Wind speed actually plays the role of removing the water vapor from the near surrounding of this fabric, so that the surrounding of this fabric has low humidity. If it has low humidity, the evaporation rate will be faster. Okay.
Thank you. Visit examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online tests, get free study materials, find tutors and mentors, and much more. Thanks once again.